Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Masters Podcast, helping the general public to master an understanding of crypto assets. My name is Brian.
And my name is Ross.
And we are the Crypto Masters. The topic of today's episode is an artificial intelligence project called SingularityNet.
Whoa.
Rise of the Machines, Attack of the Robots. Stay tuned. A quick reminder,
Nice.
Our goal here at the Crypto Masters is to provide information about crypto assets to help the public decide if it's something that they might want to invest in, do further research on their own. We generally look at projects to determine if they'd be good for a long-term investment.
Yeah, Brian, we try to provide information about all sorts of different kinds of crypto assets to allow you, the listener, to make your own financial and investment decisions. And Brian, we've got to say it, but are we financial advisors?
I don't think so, no.
No,
I'm going to say no.
I don't
we're
remember
not.
getting
This
any...
is not financial.
Yeah, this is not financial advice, Brian. And as always, we give you the power to make your own investment decisions for the long term. We typically focus on the long term. I think you said that already. But hey, Brian, I'm a big fan of robots, everything AI. And so I'm very excited to discuss this project. And, let's get into it. Let's do it.
Robot nerd.
Yeah.
Okay. So SingularityNet is all about AI, artificial intelligence. So let me just start off, Ross, with a little information about the name of the project, Singularity. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Educate me, Brian.
And AI.
Learn me good.
I will. I'll learn you up good. The singularity, okay, it's called the singularity. That's a hypothetical point in the future when our technology evolves to make human intelligence obsolete.
Oh.
The singularity event refers to the point where AI can improve itself without the need for human intervention.
Okay, well, this scares me already. I'm going to head out.
You are
Done.
terrified. So at this point, it's expected to grow and develop so rapidly that there will be no way for humankind to keep up or compete. So that's where the name Singularity comes from. So SingularityNet, which we're talking about here today.
Built us up so much, Brian.
Yeah, it's created a global AI marketplace. So what is that? Well, it allows everyone to kind of search, try out, and select from a library of AI algorithms that are created by a community of service providers. And the AI services can then be integrated into the user's own applications. So that's what the project really is all about.
Right on.
So it's the first platform that makes it easy for developers to sell their AI tools and libraries, and then it enables buyers to test an AI service provided on the marketplace to see if it meets their needs before they make the payment. So on top of this, those in need of specific AI services can tap into SingularityNet's community of AI specialists through a request portal that they have. And it allows customers to commission a new AI tool, and developers can earn the AGIX tokens, which we'll talk about, by filling the request. So really, it's a place where, developers and users of AI products can go and have this marketplace. Pretty cool.
Right on, Brian. Well, it sounds like a fun ecosystem of a bunch of AI nerds. I'm just kidding. I love this project, by the way. But agents, let me talk about agents for a second, Brian.
It's a big part of it.
And agents are a key part. Yeah, like you said, a key part to SingularityNet, and they fulfill a number of important roles in the ecosystem. And let me just first state, I even got confused about when I was first reaching this. Maybe that shows my level of understanding of AI, but agents could be anything that makes decisions as a person, firm, machine, or software in the world of AI. And in Singularity's case, they basically execute the smart contracts on the platform. Now, the maintenance of the network's validity is a very important task, as we all know, and that's something that the agents fulfill. In order to accomplish this task, the agents use a binary ranking scale of, you guessed it, 0 and 1, in which they rank each other following each network transaction. So any task marked complete by an agent that includes a payment or is automatically assumed to deserve a ranking of 1. They also cooperate and learn from each other, which is very cool. just a awesome part about involving AI and you know, crypto technology. I can't say blockchain in this case exactly, but so you can see they are similar to validators and or nodes on any other network, and that they process transactions and validate transactions. And then once that is done, let's say, a few validators validate a transaction improperly. And this could be like a malicious attempt or, an accidental double spin that a validator node just didn't do properly.
Or just a dummy. A dumb person.
Yeah, there you go. Then the majority of the rankings, then the majority ranks that validator as bad. So you can see, like, over time, like if one, if Bob agent keeps, oh, that was a good transaction. No, Bob, that was a double spin. And it keeps happening and happening, of course.
So there's a quality evaluation, a quality of their work, essentially, is being evaluated.
Exactly.
That's good.
Exactly. So yeah, and just two more things on the agents. There's other rankings that they do, and that includes a benefit ranking, and it's based on actions that agents perform which contribute to improving the ecosystem. And then AGIX token staking, which I don't know if you mentioned already, Brian, but that is the token of.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll touch on that. But agents are required to stake a number of AGIX tokens in order to perform in the ecosystem. But when their ranking drops, of course, below a certain level, their stake can be slashed, causing them to lose a portion of the staking. So somewhat similar.
Stick.
Carrot and stick.
Yes.
Okay.
Spoken.
I'm confused.
No, we've seen
right
this in other, the carrot and the stick. That's how you train a horse.
Oh, there you go.
You give it a carrot to reward it, and you give it the stick to punish it. So that's what they're doing here.
I like it. Okay.
All right.
Very brutal. Very brutal. I don't want to be one of your horses.
I didn't invent this. I didn't. All right. So let me talk briefly about SingularityNet's involvement with Cardano. I recently attended, remotely, the Cardano Summit, and SingularityNet and Dr. Ben Goertzel presented there, and it was very interesting. So I'm just going to talk about that very briefly. So Ben talks about the goal of artificial intelligence being artificial general intelligence, and their token used to be AGI, and I never knew why it was called that. Singularity.net. Why is their token called AGI? Well, it's artificial general intelligence. Mm-hmm. And that is when the AI has reached the point to has the ability to learn any task that a human being can learn. They've not gotten there yet, but that's sort of the goal, is to get to the AGI. So we'll talk about the tokens later, but it became AGIX. They added X when they did a hard fork, and that's X is for cross-chain. So
right on.
So that's how I got the name. But anyway, so Dr. Ben Goertzel talked at the Cardano Summit. He really likes Cardano and the Haskell and Plutus programming languages, or that's used on Cardano.
Okay, right on.
So they've announced they're moving to Cardano. It was formed as a ERC20 token on Ethereum in 2017, but Dr. Goertzel found limitations on the Ethereum blockchain that, he doesn't have on Cardano, and I'm not in any way, slamming Ethereum here. That's just what he says.
Okay.
And so they can have a lot of new features once they switch over to Cardano. He says because of the limitations on Ethereum, and that's, should happen any time now. So at the summit, Ben Goertzel, who I think you're going to mention later, he went through about 10 AI projects that are, on SingularityNet right now and really evolving and are really cool and interesting. And so like I say, it's very interesting. You can just Google that, SingularityNet at Cardano Summit, or Dr. Ben Goertzel at Cardano Summit, and he talks about those projects. It's very cool. And then you learn a little bit more about how the marketplace works. So that is very interesting, and that's sort of a change that's coming to SingularityNet as it's going to switch over to Cardano. I mean, I think it'll be available on both, but it'll have more features on Cardano.
Right on. I always enjoyed listening to him speak. I recently watched him on Joe Rogan. I can't remember what date he was on there, but how he broke it down into Joe Rogan terms was very good, very good.
Okay.
He got interrupted a lot, but
Yeah,
he made it
he
through.
is very
But,
interesting. Obviously, a super smart guy.
yeah, amazingly smart, and I love his
The hats he always wears, yeah.
the hats. The hat game is on point. But back to SingularityNet. Singularity is building a decentralized protocol for creators and users of AI to interact with each other, of course, both to help individual projects benefit by leveraging the strengths of other AI systems that might handle certain tasks better, and also by developing SingularityNet into a functioning AI system itself, with nodes on the network making their own decisions about how to connect services and provide solutions to academic business problems. So, what exists right now, and basically to summarize that,
That was a great summary, I think.
Yeah,
Project,
yeah. But what exists right now, Brian, I gotta say, is just ever improving, be it by the team themselves or by the artificial intelligence they create that then self improves the system.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
kind of moving us closer to the singularity.
Yeah, nice.
Freaky.
Spooky. And we'll touch a little bit more on that. I think that was a good summary of really what the project's all about. And on final thoughts, we'll get into it some more. But, like we always do here for our listeners, we try to bring you information that, you might want to use to decide if you want to invest in it or not. So one of the topics we always hit on is tokenomics.
Mm-hmm.
So as we said, the SingularityNet token is AGIX. And note that it was AGI up until June of 2021. Then it did a hard fork, and it changed to AGIX. Like I said, it's still an ERC20 token, and it'll soon be available on the Cardano blockchain as well. So AGIX, get this, has a maximum supply of 1 billion tokens, and all billion are in circulation. So there's no inflation.
Applause. Digital applause around.
And I think you're going to throw up, are you going to throw up the chart?
Oh, yes.
Behind
yes.
us here?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is kind of the ICO data. From the ICO data, it looks like about 22%, 18 and then 4 went to the insiders. And then the rest is for the community and the foundation and rewards, and that's all good.
Yeah,
so,
that checks our boxes
yes.
for sure. Yeah.
All right. So on recent episodes, we've talked about many, many different tokens and coins, and it seems like 20% seems fairly standard to go to the insiders. Some are better than that.
For sure.
And then many are worse.
A lot worse.
So
yeah.
I would put this in the category of standard as far as, the fair launch criteria go.
Yeah, standard. We like to see this.
And we've talked about, you mentioned this, there is staking for AGIX holders, so you can stake them and earn rewards. So that's always a nice benefit as well.
Awesome. Well, Brian, you are the tokenomics master, and we love hearing from you.
I've become that.
Yes. So this is the point of the show where we say, if you like AGIX, where can you buy this sucker? So not many exchanges actually, but it is on a couple on of the very big ones, specifically Binance and KuCoin. For Americans and others that cannot get on those exchanges, you can get on Uniswap, of course. And let's merge that into the Singularity team. And
You're
of course,
kind of the team man.
Yeah, I'm kind of the team guy. I'm a team player. You can't spell.
Well, there's no I in team.
No, but there's
Or Ross.
But Ross Team has Ross in it. Ross Team. But the Singularity Team has some big names, Brian. And as you mentioned, it was founded by Dr. Ben Goertzel, the SingularityNet CEO and chief scientist. Awesome guy. Hat game on point. He gets high ranks from me from style. I love it. He's a well-known figure in AI and robotics. You've probably seen him with his AI companion. Oh no, what's her name? Brian, you know her name. Sophia. Yeah, we were just I
love her.
Oh no, we're opening a can of worms. But yeah, you probably haven't noticed it, but you've definitely seen his face besides Sophia. Kind of, he did a lot of traveling around.
Yes.
On CNN and all the news sites, showing her off. But he's been long.
We're gonna show her back here. Right?
Oh yeah, she'll be back here if you're on YouTube watching. But yeah, he's got a good track record of working with advanced technology companies, including Hanson Robotics and the Open Cog Foundation. Now also Dr. David Hanson is another co-founder, He has a lot of experience in the robotics industry, working with Disney between 1998 and 2001, before founding several robotics startups, including Human Emulation Robotics, Initiative for Awakening Machines, and Hanson Robotics. And probably most famous on the team is, of course, Sophia. Yeah, she's awesome. She'll be behind us, but yeah, this is a cool.
A lot of robots are freaky, but she's kind of freaky in that she seems pretty darn real.
Okay.
Which makes it kind of freaky.
Okay. I was a little worried about what you're going to say, but yeah, Sophia's very cool. I think she predicted the demise of the human race, or she wants to destroy humanity.
The demise of the human race?
Yeah, something freaky like that.
Yeah.
I'll flash up some words
Okay,
when I
didn't know
correct,
that.
but yeah,
Now I'm
it's
scared.
kind of freaky. Yeah.
I'm
But Brian, I think it's time. You know what? For
final thoughts.
you say it a lot better, so I'll just let you go solo today.
I thought we were going to do it
Final
simultaneously. All right, who's up this week?
I think Brian, you're up first. Is it you?
All right, I think it might be. I think you did
Okay.
go last time. All right, so on AGIX or SingularityNet, I got to say I like this. I want to buy it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the thing that I like about it is if you watch Ben Goertzel's, I've watched many of his YouTubes, his speeches and his interviews and things like that. He talks about swarm AI. And I just like that term because that's what they're trying to achieve. You get a swarm of different ideas all coming together on their protocol. And that's how you improve. That's how everybody working together is much better than everybody having their own, private, experiments and research.
Yeah.
This is kind of let's all come together and I'll learn from you and you learn from me. And he calls it swarm. And to me, that just really resonated. And I think with him too, because he's mentioned it many times in the things I talked about. So that's I think is kind of the focus. And you talked about it earlier. Maybe the main benefit, the main purpose of this token and project is getting these people together and letting them learn. But not only that, it's like learn from each other. Where does the blockchain come in? Well, that's the decentralization. And, the thing that he's worried about, Dr. Ben Goertzel, and a lot of other people are worried about are big tech. Pick your big tech villain, whoever that is, and imagine they have, the AI monopoly. Yeah. So that's when you got to start to worry about it. That's when we start thinking about
Facebook.
That's when we started thinking about SkyNet, from the Terminator. It was one big company had it and they abused it, and we saw what happened. Well,
especially I'll just say this real quick, Brian, but especially in terms of AI, if you almost get this exponential growth. Someone that really grabs onto AI soon, I mean, they can just take control really fast.
And that's just it, honestly. And we're very candid here. We don't fully understand AI. I certainly will admit that. Mm-hmm. And this project has about a 90-page white paper, which I read through the best I could. But it's pretty complex stuff. But I think we get, I think what we just summarized is kind of the gist of it that you need to get. And I think we all know it's coming, right? I mean, AI is being used now, but it's in its infancy compared to where it's going to be. So we know it's going to be the future. And I would like to buy some AGIX. I haven't yet because it's not easy for me to buy. I'm not on Binance or KuCoin. So, and right now, Uniswap is pretty expensive because of the fees. But and I'm just not sure. When is it going to hit? It's a timing. For me, like buying AGIX is kind of a no-brainer. I want to do it, but timing is an issue. We're sort of right now in maybe late in a cycle, and do I want to be buying more stuff then, or do I want to wait? And if the cycle happens and some prices come down, buy it then. But I mean, this is a no-brainer to get a bag of it, as they say, and accumulate some AGIX. Because I'm not really thinking it's going to hit in the very near future. I mean, it may have a run up if everything else has a run up here soon in a cycle. But I think after that, if that happens, we'll have an accumulation phase, and that's the time to get some of this stuff because it's going to be it's AI. It has a great project. It has the lead in the marketplace type of it. I think we talked about Ocean. This is different though. This is different. But anyways, yes, I like it. I'm gonna get me a bag. It's just a question of when.
Okay. Well, I like it a lot, Brian.
Take it.
So
Your final thoughts. Ross.
my final thoughts. Well, one thing I'll say real quick, Brian, I have an analogy about this project, and it's a good one. I love this project a lot, but
We'll see.
when you, when you go on that you go on a trip with your friends, and there's that one person that's like, oh, I brought extra Band-Aids and Pepto-Bismol, and you're like, what? I don't need that. Why are you bringing that? And then on the trip, you get sick the first night. This is SingularityNet. This is the ecosystem we need in AI. I think it's a little, premature, but that in a way is a good thing. We need this ASAP. We need a network of, AI agents, for example, interfacing with each other. And just a note, SingularityNet is planning on like an API interface between all the agents. I saw that on a blog one day. They're still figuring that out. But, for example, if they're creating a humanoid robot, you have one agent working on, like, if you've heard of robotics, like Grasp, it's like Grasp theory, like how a humanoid hand or a hand grabs on different objects. This microphone will grab this way instead of like this, So there's all sorts of, and one other agent works on, how to look and find objects in a room. And if we can all interconnect all those systems together, that's just the beauty of AI and what we need right now. And I really see this project either taken off because of two main reasons. Either one, more people in the artificial intelligence or ecosystem world pick up on this and really start building out this ecosystem of various things, and they work together. Or two is the retail investors look at this project and look at and see artificial intelligence and blockchain technology, two sexy topics in the industry right now, and they see those two combined, and they may not understand it, but they know that's a big deal, and they jump on this. So I think those are two main factors for this thing. I mean, it's solid. It's low on market cap. We're early November 2021 right now, and it's rank of like 270, and the tokenomics look good. I mean, the team is solid. This is. Oh,
they know what they're doing, obviously.
And what's weird to say is it feels like, I hate to cut you off there, Brian, but I feel like I'm saying this is a crypto gem, and it's just weird to say that. Like, why is this not bigger with the big names in it? Why is it so low in market cap? But that's a good point.
And the thing, I might be, reiterating this, but, I, like a lot of people, have some concerns, about AI. And I think a lot of people do. And I don't know if this fully addresses that, but I think what Gertzel is saying is, I don't know if he's saying that is a concern. But he's saying if we decentralize it, we don't have that. That concern isn't as much.
We don't have the SkyNet effect.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully, that's true. And I mean, it's happening no matter what. So if we can, put stuff on a blockchain that decentralizes it, maybe that'll help with that issue.
Okay, I like it. In the meantime, we'll look for a Sarah Connor.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Hey, we've covered another asset here on the Crypto Masters. We hope you'll tune in next time.
Yeah, like, subscribe, comment below. Tell us what you think, and other aspects of this project you want us to cover. And yeah, check out our website, thecryptomasters.com.
Thecryptomasters.com. Thanks, everybody.